Well, good morning. This is the last update. Maybe the next one might be on the track, but basically the go-kart is finished. So all parts are done. Um, there was a few problems I had to overcome time-wise, which meant that from the last update to now, it's been quite a while. But as you can see, the engine is basically finished. The ECU is all done. So I've got in here, I've got voltage protection for the DeWalt battery on the other side. This is a voltage regulator, 10 amp, which keeps it a steady 12.3 volts, which then means the ECU has a lot easier time working with voltages. You've got in the tank, there's an inline fuel pump, pumping at 3 bar. It goes to fuel pressure regulator. There's a little filter, secondary filter down here. You can't really see it. And that then goes to my injector, which is a 200cc injector. I've got a throttle body just there. This is an LS2 coil. Intelligent, so it's 5-volt logic, which means that the ECU just sends a go signal, release signal, to then release the spark, which gives me a fantastic, nice, big spark. The O2 sensor is in the exhaust, and the O2 sensor circuit board is just there. This is all tied up. This is my power for the ECU and the EFI system. I have a choice of either using a standard 12 volt or 20 volt. It's either or, not together. And the ECU, unfortunately, had a little bit of a mishap, so I had to buy another one. This is my ECU, based on a Speeduino, or if you want to call it, it's the Arduino Mega 2560. That's the chip there. It's so small that flyback protection is not really on this board, so it meant that when I had a few issues shorting out a couple of wires there, it sort of blew this. I tried to get it repaired, and I will again go further, but there's a few more components which have gone on it, so that's got a brand new ECU in there. So we just switch it on. That then clicks the voltage protection in. That's the fuel pump priming up, and then it's ready to go. It's a bit difficult to start it with the camera. I'll also go for the next part of this video. Will show you the Tuning Studio software, Tuning Studio, and then I'll just start it up. But yeah, it's come along quite nice. I'm quite proud of it. This is an added extra, which is what I was trying to get to beforehand. I've got a Bluetooth adapter, HC05 or 6, can't remember which one. This is now configured to the ECU and to the phone. So if I, sorry, oh. This is my dash. So we have voltage, coolant temperature, which is the head temperature. I'll relabel that. Air temperature, my air fuel ratio, spark advance, the map, enrichment, TPS, which is my throttle position sensor, just to show that it's working. See, I'm just opening the throttle a little bit, and the voltage regulator regulates the voltage to 12.3 volts, as you can see. For me, the most important gauges are the AFR and the RPM. Target is about 13.5 to 14.5 AFR, and that's what I'm in the process of programming at the moment. But yeah, real dash, that's not shadow dash. Real dash was zero cost, and it took me about just under an hour to redesign one of the 3 dashes, but I think that looks quite good. It should be bright enough that I can see it in the sunlight as well. Yeah. Anyway, on to tune in the engine. I'm not sure where this is going to go in the video, but this is a bit of bonus. So about 17 years ago, I built a few more go-karts, totally different to this, more like this one. And this is a clone 390 with electric start, a nice key-in carb, I can't remember. Again, aftermarket exhaust, electric start, and it's been modified with a simple charging circuit, rectifier. This went around the track all right. Limitation, all we did was some head work on this one. Didn't do any internals, and it went faultless for a year or wherever, how long we was going around the track. Never had any problems with it. You had to keep charging the battery up. So this has been revitalised from in barn storage and in a canopy. So it used to look brand new, but you can see it's succumbed to the weather in a few places. He put some new stickers on it just to make it look prettier, and some new. We had to make up a new bar because they don't make these anymore. So got the old 20mm conduit and bent it up and got it to fit. He put a new seat in it because he's getting a little bit bigger. As I was saying, so original cam, piston, slightly higher compression ratio, original valves, port and polished, and it went lovely, and it still does. It goes. Didn't take long to bring it back to life. Just needed a bit of a clean up. His next step. So this is going to go back on the track. We're going to do the two together. This one will be getting the jetting correct because we never had the correct jets in it. So it was, I can't remember if it ran lean or rich, but he's got a jet pack now, so we can adjust the jets. Going to change the cam. He's probably going to go for a rod and a new flywheel, depending on how this goes for him when we pop out, because it tops out about 5,500 revs and it's geared low enough that it relies on torque rather than HP. So he reaches the end of the straight, literally just coming off like the fallout line, which is about 5,500 to 6,000 revs. So it goes around quite well and just goes and goes. It's one of these things where they just sort of like, it never stops. It just goes. It's brilliant. So he's treated it to some new tyres and a few other little bits and pieces. And we'll see how that goes. But I built that, or we revitalised that, while I was waiting for the bits of this. So it kept us busy. Yeah, it's on the trailer all ready to go. We've done all everything. So we'll see how that goes. The engine has been run for just over an hour. It's run through its bedding cycle, ticking over, revving up, ticking over, revving up, ticking over for about 20 minutes and then revving back up. You get it. Anyway, so the engine has been stripped down. I've rebuilt the bottom end again. No marks, no problems. There was a little bit of alley swarf from probably my machining where it's actually run itself through. Couple of little very small scratches on the shell, exactly what you'd expect. Bearing in mind this is not a filtered oil system. So anyway, so what I did notice was there was a little bit of marking on the gasket. So first of all, I've set it up in the lathe and faced it off, and I've taken off literally just like an oxide layer to make sure there's no problems, because I had a slight blow there and there. It hadn't gone all the way through, it's just marked here and here on the head gasket. I don't know what I've done with the original one. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, which I knew I was going to have to do, is I'm going to put a fire ring in. I ordered the stainless wire months ago. So this is now set up in the lathe, and I'll install a fire ring. It protrudes about 3 to 4 thousandths of an inch, or 0.08 to 0.1 millimeters. I'll probably do 0.08, and I'll come back when I've done it. The head has now been machined for the firing. It's a 0.6 mil soft stainless wire. That is protruding 0.08 of a millimeter. That should, I'm working, the tolerances I have to work to are crazy. So that gives you an idea of how close I have to work to the holes, because that's where the firing is on the new head gasket. I'll just stick that there. And you can see it sits within the firing, but this is a lot smaller on there. These need to be addressed because you can't get the bolts through. This is the old head gasket. You see there's a bit of marking there and a bit of marking there. So both sides have been addressed. Hopefully that will be okay.